Welcome back to our podcast, Life Under the Moon. I am your host, Sammy B, and today we are celebrating the full moon in Pisces, which is all about intuition, our inner, deeper emotions, thoughts, the moon, kind of the things that nobody can see, the things that you can feel, the things that you might think, oh, someone's gonna just think I'm crazy for thinking or feeling this. It's all about being so completely in tune with ourselves. So today's topic is kind of, I want to mention the new moon coming up. So the new moon coming up is Virgo. So we have Pisces, which is all about dreams and beginning something new, but also letting go. And Virgo, which the new moon is coming up in 2 weeks on Sunday, is all about letting go and starting something new. Again, both sort of the same vibe, starting fresh. So I think these two themes are incredibly important in the same month, and that means that there's a lot of power in the same theme. And the topic I want to talk to you about today, which is going to be not only projected the next 2 weeks, but basically the next month, because we have the full moon now and the new moon in another 2 weeks. So that's 4 weeks of this energy. And the topic is about career and what you're here to do in the world. So I was brought up to believe that you pick one job and you stick with it for your entire life. And I'm sure a lot of us also kind of grew up on that mentality that that's what you're supposed to do. And so that's what I believed. I had and have a friend who changed jobs like they changed their clothes. And I kind of frowned upon that because I was kind of brought up to think that that was wrong. And I thought how silly it was that they couldn't pick something that they liked, or they just couldn't commit to something, or they changed their mind too often, or they just didn't know what they wanted to do, or they just had too many interests. I don't really know. I just didn't agree with what they were doing. And I never really told them about that because as a good friend, I didn't want to project my thoughts on their life because they are doing what they think is right, even though I was taught that that was basically wrong. So throughout the years, I've watched my friend continuously change jobs, and slowly over time, I started to see the benefit of it. He got so much experience from all these different careers, whether it was landscaping, architecture, school districts, anything, hiking. He literally manifested his dream job of hiking. So he would go to trails around the parks that he lived, and he would note any trees fallen or things like that that needed to be amended to and fixed. And I think that is just such a cool thing. And after a while, he realized that his dream job maybe wasn't so much of a dream job because there was a lot of like politics behind it and things like that. So then he moved on to something else. And it was so cool to see how his life expanded before his eyes and my eyes, because I got to basically follow him and watch him grow and experience all these things. And his life is so much larger now because he was able to experience it. I'm not saying that your life isn't large if you don't switch jobs, but from coming from something that I truly believed that was wrong, I started to see how right it is. And there are some people who are meant to do one job their whole life and stick with it. That is their sole purpose. And there are some people who are meant to touch many different lives in many different locations and places, and those people are meant to jump from job to job. Or some people are only going to have 2 jobs in their life. The point that I'm trying to get at is that there's no right or wrong way to live your life, because everybody's sole purpose here on earth is completely unique to themselves and their own soul. So by looking at someone doing what you think is wrong whether they may be living a very lazy life. Like, I've had many friends who I just, I'm not gonna lie, I just thought that they were the laziest people I've ever met. Like, they did absolutely nothing all day, every day. They were bored, they were lonely, they were lazy. I just couldn't even imagine a life like that. And again, I frowned upon it because that was the total opposite of me. And I just thought that, man, life has so much potential and you're just wasting your life away. But eventually I realized that there is a place for everybody. And I don't just mean like open arms. I mean, genuinely, that was their purpose. That is their purpose. To be in the shadows, to be lonely, to be alone, to be quiet, to be themselves. And that it was completely okay because that was their life mission. That is their life goal. There's not enough room in this world for everybody to be ambitious. There's not enough room in this world for everybody to be a business owner. Because we still need people to work for us. We need people to be able to choose and decide for themselves. So what I'm saying is that if you were like me and grew up thinking one or the other, I want you to know that both options are completely normal and okay, as long as you're following your soul's deepest, truest desires. That is the message I want to convey with this. And I think a lot of us are under the impression that you need to go to school for one thing, pick one thing only, and work that specific job and career for the rest of your life. You know, and a lot of people get frowned upon when they go to school for something and then they don't end up doing it. I was one of those people who also frowned upon that. I thought, wow, what a waste of money. I can't believe you did all that schooling and now you're doing something completely opposite. But that is not the point. It's about experience. Maybe they were supposed to meet certain people in that class that changed the outcome of their life and everybody else's as well. Because it's all a ripple effect. We're all connected. So maybe there is a purpose for everything, even if it doesn't seem to make sense. To be honest, a lot of life doesn't. It just works. And that's why we need to surrender and trust. And that is what makes everything make sense. So if you're somebody who's on the fence of quitting or leaving their job because you don't feel like it is right for you, or maybe you just somewhere deep down in your soul, you know that you need to change or that this just isn't for you, even if you're really good at it. It's like, well, I'm good at it, so this must be where I'm meant to be. If your soul, if you can hear your soul and feel your soul tell you, this isn't what I need to be doing right now. Yeah, I've done this for 5 years. I love it, but I just don't feel like it's for me right now. I need you to listen to that intuition. I need you to follow what you're meant to be here to do. And the only person that knows what you're meant to do is you. I mean, there might be some spiritual readers and things like that can read your soul's purpose. I don't know if I'm one of them, but maybe that's possible. But realistically, you know the answer. And sometimes it just takes you to close your eyes and take that leap of faith. Take that step, trusting that there's going to be something underneath your foot when you jump. Because there is. It's called the universe. And it's always here to guide us. It's guiding you. It's guiding me. And it's always looking out for our best interest. And when things don't seem to be going your way, just remember that there's a higher power that sees the whole picture, and it's making sure that it goes your way. So if you think it's not going your way, it actually is. And with that belief, you can move on with your life knowing that you're exactly where you're meant to be. So don't be afraid. Take that leap of faith. Go where you know you need to. Where you belong is with your own soul. Let it guide you. This is the part of the podcast where we take a listener's wish and we wish and manifest for their dreams and life and wishes to come true. So don't be shy. Leave a wish in the comments. I would love to hear what you're hoping for, manifesting. And if we all put our energy together, we can all make our wishes come true. I am so excited to be here with you. Let's go manifest our dreams with our life under the moon.